Hey everyone! Looks like we're live, which is great. Um, I want to welcome you guys all to CakeFu. Hopefully, I am prepared for this. This was kind of a last-minute idea um, for our training. I had something planned, and we had to postpone that. So I kind of came up with this idea last minute. It's something that I love to do. So I hope you guys will enjoy it. Um, Before we get started, I wanted to let you guys all know of what is coming up. Sorry, I got something in my eye. Um, we have our 100th CakeFu training that will be coming in 2 weeks. So October 1st, Wednesday, October 1st, we are going to be celebrating. This is like super exciting for me. It's been a lot of work and a long way coming to get to this 100th training. And so I want to celebrate. I want to make it big. So we're doing everything we can to make it big. We're going to be doing kind of like a walk down memory lane kind of a thing, do a reel of all of the past trainings, touch on some of the great topics that have been talked about, share some of the great tips, and also we are going to be talking about all of the great master trainers that have come on, talking about all of the different products, all of the different tips, all of the different techniques that we have covered throughout the years. And the best part, well, I don't know if it's the best part, but the really cool part that you guys should all really like is I have started gathering up some prizes for you guys. So far, we are over $1,000 worth of prizes. Woohoo! So excited about that. It should be a lot of fun. So make sure that you guys share it and come and join us. I will be putting up information in the next week about how you guys can participate in the giveaways and join us in the training and all of that. So, yay, I'm so excited. Okay, so today we are going to be talking about chocolate pattern transfers. You can actually find chocolate pattern transfers online. They come with, there's a sheet of, it's called acetate. And you can usually find them on most cake supply shops, online or even in stores sometimes. But it's a piece of acetate, which is kind of a plasticky material. But it's a little bit more solid than just a regular plastic. And so, yeah, it's a great way to get a pattern transferred to a cake. All you have to do is take your, I don't have a pattern transfer with me. We'll pretend that there's a pattern on here, and what you would do is it has all these gaps and everything in it. It's just a pattern. So you take some chocolate and spread it on your chocolate transfer, and then once the chocolate dries, you peel away the paper or the plastic, the acetate, and you have a nice cool pattern on your chocolate, which is really cool for covering a cake, for doing little pieces of chocolates, for doing all kinds of things. And so that is available to you. And if you don't want to do that, I'm going to show you guys a way to do custom, to do your own, and make it look really cool too. So that's what we will be talking about today. Before I get started, I have to warn you, my printer, I have these little patterns printed for me. My printer just didn't work today. So I hope you guys can kind of see what I'm going for. They're just different flower shapes is what they are. So we'll see. We'll see how it turns out with our terrible printing. But I hope you guys just get the picture. Also, there is this right here that I'm using. This is not actually acetate. Acetate is actually really clear, and you can see through it really easily. If you see this, it's kind of a muted kind of color. And so it's not quite as clear. It's a little more opaque. This right here, just so you know, is, I'll show you, is this. It's just little inserts for your dividers for notebooks. It's the best I could find last minute. I'm so spoiled. I am so spoiled, well, was so spoiled. I used to be able to just run right down to Chef Rubber and grab whatever I needed, and I was good. But now I live in a small town, and the most available things that I have are Walmart and a small craft store that doesn't really even carry very many cake supplies. So I'm limited. I'm very limited. And you know what? That's probably a good thing, because I think a lot of you guys are limited as well. And so unless you're thinking ahead, you kind of have to get creative sometimes. So we're going to hope that this works with my little stuff. Okay, so, but if you guys are interested in getting acetate, you can actually buy acetate online. I find mine on Amazon. I found some on Amazon, and I think that it is a great product. I think it'll be really good. I'm going to order some. Of, you know, it should be great. But the acetate that I am going to be talking about and showing you guys, just a picture of. Do I have a picture of it? No, I think I only have a link for it. Okay. So the link. Let me put up this link for you really fast. So I should have done that ahead of time. Okay. We're going to, I'll just put it right here for you. There, that should be it. Okay, so that is the website that you guys can go to. I will have it put onto the chat also, so that you guys can see that. Getting all technical here. Okay. Oh, I did it twice. Okay, so the second one that I posted on the chat is the one that you would want to go to. But if you pull that up, you should be able to see a link of, or a picture of this acetate. It actually comes in a roll, which is really cool, because if you want to do the sides of your cake, if you want to transfer a pattern to the sides of your cake, these rolls are really, really great for doing that. And you can choose the different sizes. Okay, I'm going to share this screen for you guys that may not want to go over to Amazon. I will share the screen for you. Let's see. This is it right here. Okay. So these are the plastic cake wraps. So it's made out of acetate, I believe. Most are. But you can actually choose the different widths that you would like. And it's really good for wrapping around the sides of a cake, which I'm going to be showing you how to do that. I will also show you a design for just doing like a topper kind of a thing, or something you can put onto a cake anywhere. So yeah, but this is really good stuff. I would totally recommend that. And there we go. Okay, so back to our business here. I'm still working on getting all of my camera angles and everything set up. So right now I've only got the one camera on my laptop because I have misplaced my tripod for my webcam. I don't know where it went. So we're going to see if I can manage to do, we'll do it just the same way that everybody else that comes on does their trainings. And that's just by, me tilting down my camera. And so you guys can see my project as we go. Okay, so I'm going to do that and then we'll go ahead and get started. Okay, let's see. Oh, I'm going to turn that off. Okay, put this down. You guys see that? Hopefully. Okay, so there's that. This is going to be what we're going to be doing. We're going to be doing our little flowers here over some plastic. You'd want to use acetate. And then right here, I have a heating pad that has all of my different colors of chocolate. Just so you know, I'm not going to get into chocolate versus candy melts and all of that right now, or tempering chocolate or anything like that. Honestly, I'm really not the expert on tempering chocolate, so I'm not the one to ask on tempering chocolate, so I apologize for that. You could use just regular chocolate. It all has to do with the combination of, here, let me switch this back up since I'm talking. So it all has to do with the combination of the right temperature and the right agitation. And so that's what I do know about tempering chocolate. You want to bring it up to, I think, 102, and then bring the temperature back down to like 90 degrees or something. Somewhere in that range. I really am not, positive on that. But you don't want to get your chocolate really hot, or you're going to, it won't be tempered correctly. With candy melts, it's really not the same thing. It's just candy with oils in it, that with the fat in it, but it's not actual the cocoa butter, and so it's not going to react the same way as chocolate. So with candy melts, you have a lot more leniency in being able to accomplish the project and pattern that you want without the risk of the chocolate not being tempered correctly. If you're really into making sure that everything is 100%, natural, or the best ingredients, things like that, then you definitely want to look into chocolate and using just actual chocolate and tempering and all of that. I actually have somebody in mind to come and teach some actual real chocolate tempering skills, because I know that they're really, really good. So that would be a future training. But for now, I'm just going to be using just basic candy melts. I hope that's okay with everybody. Okay, so back down to our candy melts. Oh, and by the way, the white chocolate, if you're going to be doing colors and stuff, besides just regular chocolate, the white chocolate it's not really chocolate anyway. So, the tempering and all of that, I don't know if that applies. Okay, so I've got my bags, and basically what I have done is I've just taken a bag of, let me pull out a bag here. Just taking a bag. These are my little basic Wilton ones that I bought. They're just the plastic disposable. They're very nice. And then I just take my candy melts and I drop them inside the bag, and then I microwave it. I don't mess with bowls or anything like that. I just drop the chocolate in there, throw it in the microwave, and it's the easiest cleanup ever. That's the way I do my work. I I'm not one for wanting to clean up a lot of stuff. So yeah, that's how I do things. So we've got our chocolate here. It's on a heating pad. And the reason for that is the chocolate, I've already melted it. You can see it's squishy, already melted. But towards the end here, once I cut this and push the chocolate out this way, this part right here will solidify really quickly. It is going to get solid fast, really fast. So putting it on a heating pad will keep those tips warmer, and so that they're not going to clump up and get all chunky on you. While you're working, it might actually solidify, and you'll have to either put it back on the heating pad and wait till it melts again, or you can throw it in your microwave for about 5 to 10 seconds. Not very long. You don't want to overheat your chocolate. So we're just going to take our colors here. I didn't pick the best colors for flowers. Sorry, guys. But we'll have blue and yellow and pink flowers. Okay. So here's my bag of chocolate, all ready to go. And what I'm going to do is I'm not going to use an actual icing tip, because if it starts to solidify on me and I've got that metal tip inside of my bag, I'm going to have the hardest time getting it melted again. And with the heating pad, I guess it would be a different story. But if you're going to be microwaving it, do not use a tip, because it's going to solidify and then you can't stick it in the microwave because it's metal. So what I do with mine is I just cut off the tip, and that's all I do. Just a tiny little tip at the end so that it can come out. You've got your chocolate coming out, but you don't have to have a tip on there. Okay? Okay. So what we're going to do with this, I'm going to set these over on the side and pull this down here. Okay. So what you want to make sure that you do when you're doing pattern transfers is you start with the surface that you want to be, that you really want it to be seen. So, for example, if you're doing something with words on it, you would do the words first. Or, you know, if you were doing, say, this flower, I've got, I don't know if you guys can see that. I'll hold it up closer. But if you guys can see really closely, this flower right here has 1, 2, 3, 4 different layers to it. So instead of starting with the outside row and filling in, and then filling in, and then filling in, I'm going to start with the inside first, because that's where I want all of my, I want it to be on the outside, and so that you're seeing it on the surface. And it really does help. I will explain and show you how. Let's see. Let's start with a brown. I think that would be fun for our center. Scissors go. Okay. All right. So we've got our little tip cut. And it's a really small, I don't know if you can see that. See that? It's a really small opening. And that's the way you want it to be. If you see that it's coming out flat and you don't want it to come out flat, all you do is just take your bag and pinch where the seams are. And you kind of pull out that way, and that that will elongate, or not elongate, it'll round it out a little bit so that you have a little bit more rounded off. Okay, so here we go. We're going to start right here, and I'm just going to do little dots here, kind of like a teardrop pipe shape here. We're not going to worry too much about it being level and everything, because I'm going to get in your way, guys. Here, I'll rotate the thing so you guys don't have to. Right, so you don't have to worry about the image on top. And that's the great thing about chocolate transfers. And just fill in a little bit right here that it covers. The great thing about chocolate transfer, because it's going to be flat, really nice and flat on the bottom part, but the back parts, maybe not so much. If you're going to be doing a piece where the back is going to be seen, you might want to do 2 of them and kind of sandwich them, or find a way to smooth it off really well. Okay, so then we'll go to, well, let's say a green. I think that would be fun. Okay. Well, that's quite a big hole. But that's okay, we'll make it work. All right, so do the same thing. We're just going to start here and just do little teardrop shapes. And I'm just starting my pressure. I'm just starting my pressure right here, letting it build up a little bit. And then I taper the pressure as I pull down and away. That's the way that you would do a nice little teardrop shape. And I'm not actually, I don't know if you can see what I'm doing here. I might try and hold it up for you. But I'm not filling in all of the green part. I think it'll be really cool to have just a little parts showing through. I think it'll be a fun effect. Okay, so let me hold this up. This is something you don't want to do when you're working on a project. Don't pick up the plastic. Can you see that so far? So, and this is the back side. Remember that. This is the back side. So the little bits hanging over onto the brown, you're not going to see that. So that's something we're not really worried about. Okay? And let's go on to a yellow. I think that would be cool. Okay. Get off the tip. It's better to start by cutting too small and not having anything come out, and then cut a little bit bigger. Because, yeah. Okay. Because once you cut it too big, there's no going back. Oops, I just took off my pattern. Okay. There we go. So now I want to start doing more of a fill-in pattern. So I'm going to do the outsides of my pattern. Being careful not to knock these green ones, because these green ones are actually pretty fragile, because they're tiny little things. And if you can see, I'm going over the green, and that's okay. There you go. Okay, so I've done my outline. You can see that. And I'm going to go through and I'm just going to fill in. That's really not coming through very well. I'm going to do a little bit more, snip up a little bit more. Okay. Okay, and now I'm just going to let this kind of fill in everything here. You can see that. And I'm overlapping this green, and that's okay, because I really want to get into those grooves where the green is not, so that the yellow fills it in really well. Okay. There we go. There's that. And then we will move on to, we'll do blue at the end. Okay, and I already have that already cut. So we'll do the same thing we did. Oh, I have blue flying everywhere. Okay, so we'll do the same thing over here, the blue. Oh, see that? I just have glue just dripping everywhere. May have gotten that too warm. Okay. Once you've got that problem, you want to let it sit for a minute. But I'm going to try and keep going anyway because of, you know, time. I don't want to bore you guys. Okay, so we're just going to go over. And again, we don't need to worry about overlapping or anything like that. This is the back side. So as long as you're following that pattern, then the rest doesn't matter as far as where you're getting your glue. Okay. One thing is you want to make sure that you're not getting your colors too hot because it can melt the other colors and they'll kind of mash together, which you don't want. I'm going through and filling in. So it's kind of like a color flow kind of a thing, you know, like a, yeah. And I'm going to just go through and cover the rest of it because, say, maybe I want it, you know, maybe the back's going to be seen. I don't want it to be, yeah. But if you were going to be doing this and you want it flat, I wouldn't do that. If you want to put it just flat against the cake, because now it's built up in the middle, and you don't want that if you're going to be putting it on a flat surface of the cake. Okay, so there's that one, and it looks just like a blue blob right now. See that? My blue blob. But once we turn it over, I'm going to set this over here for a minute. I actually have a cold surface that I'm setting this on. I have a microwave over here. I'll turn it so you guys can see it. I just have a cold surface that I've set it on so that it can be, so that it can chill a little bit faster. Just pop it in your fridge for a few minutes. It'll set really fast, and then you're good to go. And so, okay, so the other thing I'm going to show you guys is how to do a chocolate wrap. That's really fun. So I've got here, I'm actually going to move my board down here in just a minute. So I've got my board. It's kind of stained, so it doesn't look great. Sorry, guys. I used to have a nice marble board, and I don't know what happened to it. You know, I think that one of my kids dropped it and it broke or something. Terrible, sad, horrible. So anyway, a nice marble surface would be great for this kind of a project. But I'm just using a board. I stuck it in the freezer for a few minutes so that it's nice and cool. You don't have to. It's just going to take a little bit more time if you don't. So if you want to do it just on a regular surface, that's totally fine. But just know that it's going to take you a little bit longer for your project. Okay, so with this, I have my nifty little cake. Just a little mini cake. Please excuse the terrible frosting job. This is styrofoam. Just a green styrofoam that I found at the grocery store. I didn't want to make a cake. I'm sorry. So I'm cheating today. But yeah, that's my nice cover little mini cake. And the reason why I'm doing a mini cake is because I didn't have the long acetate sheets. And so I had to use little strips of this plastic stuff. And it won't go all the way around a nice big, you know, 6-8 inch cake. So this is what I'm using. So until I get my nice, you know, acetate strips, we're going to do this. And I used to have acetate strips. I don't know what happened to them. It's terrible moving, you know? You lose everything. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to put a pattern on our little plastic piece, and then we're going to cover it with some chocolate so that it gives a really cool, fun design. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take just these different colors that I've used on my flower, and I'm just going to start swirling. So I'm going to start, we'll start with yellow just because that would be fun. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start just going like this. I'm going to start kind of off of your surface so that you don't have any lines that, you know, start and stop. And I'm just going to go randomly I think this is a really fun effect and super fast and easy. Okay, and don't worry about it going over the edge. That's okay. Just kind of tap it a little bit so that it separates the chocolate that's hanging over from the chocolate that's on your piece. One thing that I can tell you: please don't pick up the paper or your plastic once you've got this on here, because I'll show you. Should I show you or should I just tell you? That's the question. Okay, so if you pick it up and your chocolate is solid, it's possible that it could separate from the plastic sheet. And if it separates, once you put your main layer of chocolate over, it's going to sneak down underneath where the chocolate is, and you're not going to have those really nice, crisp, clean lines. With this kind of a project, it's not that big of a deal, but if you're doing something really precise, like writing words or letters, things like that, or an image, you want to be really careful with that and not mess with it too much, because if that chocolate gets underneath, it's going to cover up your image, and that you really don't want. Okay, so we'll just go lightest to darkest here. So we'll move on. Oh, I didn't do that green, did I? We'll do this green. Okay, and with this one, I think I want to do zigzags. We're just going to do all kinds of different patterns here. I'm just going to go back and forth, back and forth. So we're done. There you go. And then again, just kind of tap it so that it separates the chocolate from. You don't want it to solidify and then start breaking off on the ends. That's the only reason why I do that. Okay, and then we're going to go with our blue. Oh, we're dropping it. So, okay, again, we're going to do swirls again. Do big, thick swirls with this one. Well, look how it's coming out. It's kind of zigzagging on me. That's okay. I'm squeezing too hard, that's why. When you, I'll show you guys something. If you see these little zigzags on here, it's because the pressure on my bag was going faster than I was moving. And so I can squeeze really hard and get a nice straight line, but if I'm squeezing really hard and going slow, you're going to get a nice zigzaggy line. So that's why that happened to me. Okay, again, tap it, move it a little bit. So you're going to want this to set for a little while. If you don't have this on cold surface, I would give it a good 10 minutes-ish so that all of this sets up really nicely. If not, you're going to end up with streaks and smears all over when you put your chocolate on. Also, another thing is when you put your chocolate on, you want to make sure that your chocolate is not really super, super hot. Because if the chocolate is hot, it's going to be melting that color underneath, and again, you're going to get smearing, and you don't want that. So, yeah, so kind of an overview of everything with these little transfers is, number one, make sure that your surface is cold, or else let it set before doing another layer. Don't move your acetate or the plastic, because that will, lift up and separate your chocolate. Don't do that. And then when you're adding your main layer, your top layer of chocolate, make sure that it's not too warm, or it will melt everything. So there you go. And I'm going to show you guys the reveal of our little chocolate flower here. It's pretty well set up here. I'm just going to turn it over, and it should just pop right off. If you have a really thin image, don't do this. Take it off like you would, like the color flow, the Wilson color flow, or fill in icing, that kind of thing. Make sure that you, I'll show you. It's easier to show you. Okay, so pretend that I have an image on here and it's stuck. Mine isn't stuck anymore. So if you have, I'm going to scoot this, I'm risking everything and moving it. Really careful. Okay, so if I have my little chocolate piece here, and I don't want it to break and it's fragile, you can take your plastic piece and kind of just slide it this way, and it will separate from the plastic. One thing that you really want to be careful of is that it doesn't drop onto the floor. So once you're about halfway, stop and go the other direction. Another way would be to take a knife. Oh, I don't have a cake spatula. Shoot, that might be a problem. Yeah, so you want to take a cake spatula and just kind of slide it underneath and get everything moved down. I'm going to message Bobby really fast and make sure he gives me a little knife. One day I'm going to have all of my stuff in this room. It hasn't happened yet, but soon enough. Okay. Okay, so while he's doing that, I will show you our reveal of our little flower here. Should be really fun. Okay, so this is it. This is our cute little flower. And so it's nice and flat. You see that? Nice and flat. And so you get a really good image. It's not like piping an image on, because when you're piping an image on with like a frosting or even if you did it with chocolate and did it that way, you get your bubbles and your grooves and everything. But this way it's nice and flat. So kind of fun, huh? I love it. I really, really love it. Look, it matches our logo. We should have it right there. Okay, so that will go off to the side for a few minutes. And let's see about coming back to our surface here. I'm going to use a scrap piece of plastic here. I'm scraping off. I'm just scraping off the excess so that it doesn't get into our project. And this would be good to use a cake spatula to do, just so you know. And here's Bobby to the rescue. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so yeah, just a cake spatula is all you need, and that would go a lot faster. All right, so here we go. I'm going to move this back over ever so gently, being careful not to mess with it too much. Okay, and then we're going to take our chocolate here. We've got just a chocolate, and I'm going to cut it so that I can get quite a bit more out of it, because I'm just going to kind of drizzle this on here, nice and thick. And then we're going to take our spatula and just spread it. I need a little bit more here. You want to be really careful not to get too crazy spreading it, because the more you spread it, the more likely you are to get those lines melting and moving. I should have more chocolate on here. Okay. So just kind of spread, smooth it out. Again, don't get too crazy. Don't push too hard, or you'll start smearing those lines down below. If your chocolate's really, yeah. There you go. Get that chocolate off of there. And it's really starting to set up now. It's starting to firm up. So I'm just going to take this. I'm going to do one swoop over it to make sure that it's a nice smooth coat. Okay. And then the trick is to transfer it over to your cake at the right time. So right now is the perfect time to pick it up and move it. If I was to wait too long, it's going to get solid, and it's going to
and it's going to crack when I try to bend it. If I didn't have this on a cold surface, it would be too soon, and you want to let it sit for a minute. You want to be able to pick up a side and not see chocolate dripping and moving. If you see chocolate kind of running, then you know you're too soon. And if you try to put it on, it's going to all just kind of down the side of down the side of your cake. So, all right, so here we go. We're going to stick it on our cake. We're just going to go like this. Oh, I didn't measure it. I should have done that. Oh, the joys of doing things live, huh? So we're just going to kind of set it around there, and bring it around. And if you push, I'm going to push on it a little bit so that when it's cool, I can actually kind of break that off. Usually what you'll do is you'll measure it and cut the acetate to just exactly the right size, which I didn't do because I wasn't looking. But you can already see how cool that is. So you're going to need to let that cool for a little while. And I should have a fridge with me, and I should have something to wash my hands with. Should have thought about that. Okay, so I'll wipe my hands off as much as I can. But you want to let that set nice and firm. If you stick it in your fridge for just a few minutes, you should be able to pull that out within 5 minutes, and it just unwraps and it's perfect. So if you unwrap it too soon, it's going to start peeling away the chocolate with the acetate, and it kind of gives this really, what's the word, kind of a, not glossy, opposite of glossy. Sometimes words just lose me. Yeah, just kind of a muddled kind of a look. That's not the word I was looking for. We'll go with that. But yeah, kind of foggy. That's what I was going for, foggy. It gives kind of a foggy look. So all of our extra little pieces of chocolate, we can stick back into a bowl, remelt, or stick them, crumble them back up, stick them back into your bag and remelt. Then you don't have to have that mess of the cleanup. So while we're waiting for this to set up, because I don't have a refrigerator down here, I'm going to see if you guys have any questions for me. And also, I need to talk about the giveaway. We did kind of a fun, different kind of way to do a giveaway today. It was all on Facebook. Those of you that may have come through email and not through Facebook, I'm sorry, and I realized that that was a mistake. So to make up for that, I'm actually giving away 2 of my classes. You guys all have an opportunity to take advantage of that giveaway. So those of you that did participate in our little hashtag giveaway thing, let me explain it a little bit. What I did was I posted about the training, and I said these are the contest rules in order to be eligible for the giveaway. And one of the rules was you had to share that post. You had to do, somewhere in that post, you had to do a hashtag CakeFu. And because of that hashtag CakeFu, I'm able to go on there to that actual hashtag. I can do a search for the hashtag and find everybody who has hashtagged CakeFu. And, and then from there, you can be entered. That's where I will pick my entry to win. So I know that this is not quite as fair as I've done in the past, and that's why I'm going to be giving away 2 giveaways. But with the hashtag, I had one person that just was so gung-ho about it, and I just love it. And so I have to just pick my own for this giveaway. And oh, let me announce what the giveaway is. Let's see. The giveaway is our my latest paid class that I did. It was a live class For those of you that may not have seen it, it is, let me pull it up for you. It is all about painting on fondant. So it's my method of painting, and I'm not sure if everybody does it the way that I do it. It's just the way I do it, and so that's what I taught. It is advanced painting techniques, and I did a flower. That's what I painted, and it's on fondant. And I will show you guys here. Let me pull it up for you. This is right here. This is the class right here. So yeah, I walk through step by step. I talk about the brushes that are used that I use in painting, and what the different brushes do, and how to use them basically, and what types of brushes, what kinds of brushes, the different tips of brushes, things like that. And then I talk about colors and what color medium I use. I like to use airbrush colors because they're already the right consistency for me. It's like watercolors, and I love it. And so that's basically the project that I did on that live training. So you can, yeah, if you would like to. I was going to put that on sale. Let me have Bobby do that really fast for you guys. Okay, so I was going to put that on sale for you guys. So that those of you that are watching right now can take advantage of that class at a good discount. Okay, so but the winner of that I've chosen from the hashtag competition, it has to be Elaine. Elaine Brown. She just went to town and started hashtagging everything with CakeFu, and I just love that. I think it's so cool. So thank you, Elaine. You're amazing and wonderful. And yeah, for those of you that did do the hashtag thing, thank you so much. We are actually going to be using that in our giveaways for the 100th CakeFu training celebration. So keep that in mind. Make sure that you guys know how to use the hashtag. Just hashtag CakeFu. It all works. And I think that we will probably combine that in with also Instagram and with Twitter. So Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook is where you can do all of your hashtagging. And I'll keep an eye out for it, and that's how we will pick our winners. And next time it'll be more random. I promise I won't pick favorites or anything like that. So yeah, that is our one giveaway. We're going to do one more. Okay, so sale's done. You guys, if you go onto the website for the advanced fondant painting techniques, I'll put up a link in the chat. And if you go over there right now, it's $19.99 instead of $29.99. So let's see. Let me get back to you guys. Okay, there you go. That's the link, so you can go and get that for a nice discount. I like to offer some discounts. So Elaine, yay, congratulations. And yeah, we're going to do one more, and it's going to be in the chat section. So those of you that are chatting amongst yourselves, I'm going to ask a question. Let's see the first person who knows the answer. The question is, who was the person who did our very first CakeFu training with me? First person to get that answer right is going to win our class. So I'll just wait for the answer to come in. So yeah, yeah, take advantage of that class. And let's see, we'll come back to our reveal here. in just a second. Well, if I can get off screen share. Okay, we're back. So now we have our cake here. It still is a little bit warm. I hope that it comes off well for you guys. But basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this plastic and I'm just going to start peeling it away. Okay, and if you see, plastic is just coming right off and it's peeling right away. And look at how cool that is, you guys. Isn't that awesome? You can do this with little mini cakes. You can do it with nice big cakes. And I'm stuck here at the end because I did that silly little thing here. I'm going to try and break it off without messing it up too much. Don't do this. Let this be a lesson. All right, so there we go. And I just kind of pulled it away. So there you go. That is our nice, cool little mini cake with a chocolate transfer that you did yourself. And just like we did with this flower, you can do custom work. We'll just stick that right on the top there. See how cute. All right, so yeah, you can do a custom design. Whoops. Yeah, it's not cake, so it's not going to stick down into the styrofoam very well. So there you go. All right, but there you go. Isn't that so cute? I just love it. I love working with chocolate transfers. I think that they are just so fun. They're fast because they set up quickly, a lot more quickly than like a color flow, fill in, work, a flow in, whatever you choose to call it. The Wilton term is color flow, and I taught Wilton for years, so it's in my brain, color flow. So anyway, it sets up a lot faster. Plus, you can work with it a lot more. It's a lot more flexible, so you can do things like this. And I love it. I really love it. And I think that it's something that should be used more in the cake industry, and it's not used as much as it should be. So I hope that this inspires some of you guys to go out and start playing with some chocolate and doing your own pattern transfers. And if you do something like this, please share it. Share it on CakeFu so that we can see. I just love to see the work that you guys do, and I'd love to get the messages that you guys are, learning things from CakeFu and from me, and that you guys are able to use that in your cake businesses. I love it. I think it's wonderful. So let's see. Let's come back to our chat and see if we've got an answer here. Let's see. Oh, Elaine, you stinker. You can't win the class twice. So the answer is James Russell. James was our very, very first CakeFu training. He's a good friend of mine, and he was so sweet to come on and be our first CakeFu trainer. And I think he helped a lot to get the ball rolling. And I really appreciate James and all that he's done for CakeFu. So instead of Elaine, because you already won the class, we're going to go with the next person who said James Russell, which was Mo Anderson. So Mo, congratulations, you will win the second class. So yeah, thank you guys so much. I had a lot of fun with this. And I'm so glad that this was, somebody on one of the CakeFu pages mentioned or showed a video of someone doing chocolate work, and I mean, he was spectacular, but not at my level. He was way above my level as far as chocolate work goes. He didn't use the acetate or anything. He just knew exactly what temperature to pick up that chocolate and just wrap it around. It was amazing. It got me thinking, hey, I need to do something for a training this week. I need to do, something. I was going to do, what was I going to do? I thought about doing a flower like someone had suggested. I thought about doing a couple of other things, but this was the one that stuck, and I was like, oh yeah, this is perfect. So there you go, guys. So fun. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for for always being here and for watching the CakeFu trainings. For those of you that are new, welcome. Please come back and enjoy CakeFu. It's a lot of fun. We have a really fun group of people that come and watch the trainings. And make sure that that you start spreading the word about our 100th training. And I will get all the information out to you guys about the giveaways for the training. But make sure you come to the 100th training. I'm so excited about it, and I'm thrilled. I just am almost beyond words with how amazing this journey has been. And I have you guys to thank for that. And yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Happy caking, and I want to see your transfers. I want to see them. Do them. Show me. Okay. Bye.